In America, we have a problem. Black entrepreneurs face significant barriers to starting and growing their businesses. Despite representing over 13% of the population, Black-owned businesses only make up less than 2% of all businesses in the United States. This is due to various factors, including the lack of access to capital, lack of mentorship and networking, and systematic discrimination and racism. To see if this problem existed outside our local community, I traveled to the United Kingdom to see how Black entrepreneurs and locals felt about the issue. I met up with an individual named Lordwin to discuss his views on the Black business scene in the United Kingdom.
Yeah, I think that it comes down much more to the quality of the product and the branding of it. When it comes to Black businesses, just as much as white businesses, Asian businesses, European, Asian, whatever, it really comes down to how the product is marketed and what's provided, and much more, especially the customer service. Pricing doesn't really matter as much because you see people buying luxury products for hundreds of pounds or thousands of pounds, but it really depends on what the product means to them. So from what I've seen, many brands coming up in the 21st century or even the last couple, 5 years, like clothing brands, food brands from Black businesses, people buy a lot from it, but the ones that stand out the most are the ones that do the most marketing and the best branding. There's others that, of course, don't stand out as much, and unfortunately people try to pin it back down to race, and in some cases it may be a factor, but you see that same thing in many other different races simply because they don't have the business principles applied properly. So that's what I think about it. America, things are, I would say, a lot more heightened or extreme, or would you say more open and out there, whereas in Britain these things may be true, but they may be done on a much more discreet scale. So I think that, unfortunately the reality is that sometimes certain Black businesses do suffer from business success because of the fact that they are Black-owned businesses, but if that is the case, it's not something that is perpetuated so openly. So it's one of those things where I think it is, if it is an issue that becomes much more open, even where it is now, it should be addressed and it should be taken care of. But I think that the most important thing and the best way to tackle that is to change the mindsets of the people that are being affected by it, because wherever you want your life to go, your mind has to go there first.